Hi guys, my name is Kale and welcome back to the 6th episode of my captaining series. Congrats on making it to the halfway point, and check out the playlist for the full guide to make sure you haven't missed anything. You can also tune in to twitch.tv/Kale to watch me live every Wednesday to share your experiences or ask me any questions you may have. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to support my channel, and without further ado, today's episode will be covering the importance of team bonding, especially with activities away from anarchy modes and games outside of Splatoon. It sounds odd, but you'd be surprised to learn that one of the best ways to improve competitively with your team is by not playing Splatoon. Twig, a former member of Secret Elixir and now on Catnip, says, "Team chemistry is beyond important in a team environment. If your team has no chemistry or your teammates are constantly arguing with each other, it could limit how well you play in tournaments and scrims. I think it's important to play games with your teammates outside of comp to help build chemistry. Ideally, it would be something other than Splatoon, but it could be any game as long as your team is able to have a good time without being super competitive. This is one of the few reasons why I enjoy playing with Secret Elixir. I rarely feel uncomfortable when talking to anyone on my team, and I believe that everyone else on the team feels the same way. We chill and VC a lot and play games so that we are able to build team chemistry without having to play really competitive Splatoon. After grinding lots of scrims and tournaments and finding your progress stagnant, the problem may not be that you're not playing enough or playing it seriously enough. Splatoon is a very physically and mentally taxing game, and burnout is very real. This is where team bonding activities step in. Whether you are a full roster or not, you should have at least one team bonding session of at least 1 hour or ideally 2 hours each week. Don't fill your schedule with only serious practice. You'll only tire yourself and your team out. Here are some free cross-platform games that you can play with your team: Super Animal Royale, Gartic Phone, Who's That Pokemon, Scribble.io, Fall Guys, and Pokemon Unite. Then, activities outside of playing games together could be watch parties, homework sessions, and playing other games separately but in VC, maybe even streaming it to each other. And if you don't share a common game outside of Splatoon, you can be silly with it in private battles, such as hide and seek, inkbrush only bumper cars, don't make a power clam, 2v2s but in the same VC, and swapping weapons with your teammates in opens. These are just suggestions, and you are free to come up with any activities yourself. If you share other games or consoles, definitely consider those options too. Sometimes you can even break off in pairs, like how only one of my teammates enjoys watching anime, so we do that, just the two of us. Then my other teammate and I are the only ones who play Genshin, so we play together sometimes too. For my team, we always fit in what we call 2v2s, where we play 2v2s on a Tuesday. We'll sometimes stay together in the same VC because it's funny to hear each other's callouts while acting on them. We'll split off into separate VCs when we want to practice our callouts and 2v1s, especially with coordinating specials and experimenting with pairs. In the event that your team goes 2 down, knowing what the pair that is alive is capable of doing can be very helpful. You'll pick up on which combination is the strongest at lockouts, best at stalling for time so teammates can respawn, and which has the most effective synergy in 2v1 scenarios. It also helps in showing your teammates the capabilities of each member in a less cluttered setting, such as special timings and bomb throwing angles or distance, which is the most helpful in defense. I'm a little crazy when it comes to analyzing and theory crafting, so I like using this opportunity to learn more about my team because each member has their own playstyle and tendencies that are much easier to notice in an uncrowded lobby. After our performance began to worsen in tourney, going from bronze 2nd to bronze 3rd to not even making a bracket in the following tournament, our response was to simply stop playing scrims and serious practice for a week. We only played opens very casually twice, where we could hold a conversation rather than putting effort into mechanical skill, not caring about the win or loss, and doing callouts very infrequently. Other than that, we just hung out in VC when we had the chance. We went into our first low ink with a new roster and made top 8 of beta bracket, which is technically a placement good enough to ban us from the tournaments we were not doing well in previously. When we took a step back from the stress of scrims and tournaments, we could really internalize what we've learned from our losses and improve. Give yourself time to learn from your losses and try to have at least 1 hour of team bonding each week. Even just a day of break with nothing to do can be good for mental resetting. Find what your team enjoys without getting too bored, and get to know everyone a little more personally. When your foundation is a strong friendship, it helps a lot in minimizing tilt and promoting a healthy team environment when things get difficult. Please remember to like and subscribe, and look forward to more guides to come. There's a lot more to cover as we approach more challenging topics. My next video will cover how to schedule scrims and how frequently you should practice. I will show you how to find good scrim partners and how to conduct yourself when talking with other teams. There's a lot more to it than you'd think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.